thank you for joining us as we walk down 40 years of memory lane and we look back at the history of Gainey's concrete products. Two men really jump out in our company's history. My dad, who came from extreme poverty, but that didn't define him. He was really defined by a great work ethic. In 1981, he started Gainey's. He worked two jobs the first 3 years of the company's history. During the day, he would be installing septic tanks, and at night, he was working at Equitable Shipyards in Madisonville. As a family, we installed septic tanks together. There was no babysitters, we were the team. A defining moment was one Saturday in which we were installing a septic tank, and I remember it going across the monorail crane, and right before it was to go into the hole, just the tank fell apart. It was a poor quality tank. And I remember my dad saying he was not gonna have that anymore. He was gonna start making his own products so that way he could be in charge of his own destiny, and it wasn't gonna be someone else's idea of quality. And that definitely was a defining moment in our company history. Another big risk is with him buying this property here in 1994. He died later that year, so unfortunately he didn't get to realize his dream of Gainey's as it is today. The next 8 years, my mom, my siblings, and myself, we pulled together. We kept Gainey's going through very trying times. The first week after my dad died, half the workforce left. Big thank you to Randy Maddox for sticking it out and still with us today. I really just thank God for seeing us through those very difficult times to the 40 years that we are at today. And the last hero of the story is Greg Roach, my husband, our company president, and here he is. Greg joined the company in 2002, and it was a very sick company. And I really credit him for transforming it to what it is today. Greg is very, very hardworking. You're extremely smart. Very strategic. He's our idea man. He can connect the dots when no one else can. I will forever be grateful for you joining Gainey's, taking a huge risk, moving halfway across the country and being here.
Yeah, no, Lisa, it's been my pleasure, and we did it together.
This is Gainey's. Thank you for being here with us and helping us mark this incredible milestone. So, where to begin with the changes here at Gainey?
The changes at Gainey's? I mean, what hasn't changed at Gainey?
What are some of the changes I've seen at Gainey's? Honestly, everything.
When I started, it was really like the Wild West, but not like in a good way. I mean, very little safety. We can almost say no safety. No procedures. One computer that never got turned on. We did accounting on the ledger system. There were no benefits. We were pouring from a ready mix truck, so there were no admixtures, no souped up mix.
And so what I saw here at Gainey's during that first visit was this little tiny company with a bunch of good intended people, but they didn't have a plant that they could work with. Their equipment was wore out, and it was in pretty rough shape.
I came here as an investor in 2005, and the company I saw was a smaller company, a regional producer of precast, and by regional basically means Southeast Louisiana. The company had a good but not very broad product line.
I mean, when I got here in 2002, straight out of college, we were just so small, and I didn't even know then that we were that small until today. I can look around and see how big we've gotten. And we have equipment that we could have only dreamed about back then. I mean, we were literally just constantly repairing everything. I mean, they were using coat hangers to keep truck doors shut. It was crazy.
They had a management team that was highly talented, good people, hardworking, had experience, a lot of experience in the industry, and had the desire and the drive and a vision to grow the company.
And the change that I've seen so far has just been tremendous. I mean,
Now, we're a real manufacturer, and we have a phenomenal contracting company. There's a professionalism, a structure. This is a desirable place to work. But what's important is we still have the focus on the customer and we really enjoy what we do, and we've kept that.
What changed from then is really everything. So we still have great people, just a lot more of them. They have a lot better skill sets. We have a great facility. We have super equipment.
Just this past year, we got a new 50-ton gantry crane, which doubled our custom capacity.
But not only that, we've diversified our product line and we cater much more to the custom needs of our customers.
The most exciting is the new product lines working on. I love seeing our custom stuff expand and get bigger and get out of the box.
We've definitely increased our custom and heavy precast divisions.
But the hardest thing and the biggest thing that I see changing is the culture of Gainey's. So, having worked for big companies, you can infuse money into a company and you can improve buildings and facilities, but to change the culture of a company is the hardest thing in the world to do. And so today we have a quality culture filled with all good intended people, same good intentions, but they're also committed to quality. That's the culture, and that's what's driving us.
And I think the culture of excellence has always been there, but now it is like pervasive. From the top down, it's all across the company, and that's what has changed the most.
Me personally, I say it's really the people is the biggest changes with Gainey's. Just looking at the quality they have, the safety mindedness, and I'm talking about not just work, but even in their personal lives. Like the development of Gainey's from whenever I showed up in 2003 to today, it's unbelievable when you look at the people.
It's much more nurturing than from when I first started here. You definitely get the feeling like, hey, there's a lot to do here, there's a lot they want me to do, but they're setting me up to succeed.
And now we just have so much potential to grow and to get better and to expand.
So I see constant change here. We're always looking for ways to change and improve.
As I say, what's changed, any way you measure the change, whether it's change in the size of the facility, the change in the revenues, the change in the customer base, or the change in the geography, this company has multiplied 4 times since 2005.
Well, I can't wait to hear the others and what they have to say. All I can tell you is it's too numerous to count. I have so many fond memories.
What is my favorite memory? Well, I can't just pick one memory. There's too many to even count.
Well, my favorite Gainey memories has to do with too many things to enumerate, but they all involve people in Gainey's. And I really relish being a part of the company and making some close friends here.
So my favorite memories from Gainey's are all of the family day crawfish bowls. I just love how everyone comes in and brings their family and they're so excited to show them where they work and what they do, just the pride that they have, the culture that comes through on that day where we're able to get everyone together and kind of hang out together and they get to brag on themselves. Those are my best memories with Gainey's.
I love going to company parties and seeing our employees with their families happy and healthy, enjoying each other's company, enjoying their time here at Gainey's and the success that they've been able to help us achieve.
Me and Cyndi playing football in the ditch out front at one of our crawfish bowls.
And then our crawfish balls that we've had over the years. So we've had one consistently since 1995 every spring. And there was this one year, oh my gosh, it was a monsoon. It was a foot deep in our parking lot, and we got P-Rows out there and did P-Row races in our front ditch.
A lot of my favorite Gainey memories come back to like our Gainey Girl outings. I remember when we did the Play Derby run one year and like I got stuck because I'm very not physical. So the team just all came and ran to the end with me. It was super fun and definitely a show of teamwork.
One of the fun things that has been so last year's precast show, when I graduated through the NPCA Master Precaster program, and Lisa insisted that I wear a pink suit. And I think I negotiated enough there to get her down to just a pink blazer. jacket, but as soon as we walked into that room, there was no doubt we have precasters from all over the country, and no doubt in anyone's mind they say you're from Gainey's, you know, and that's part of the brand that Gainey's has created. Everyone knows us. Everyone knows, you know, the pink is a Gainey's thing.
By far, I think the one that just stands out in my mind the most is the big flip. We had to produce this huge 125,000 pound piece for Olin Chemical. It was this huge containment slab, but not only did we have to fabricate it at Gainey's, we had to flip it in our yard. So we had to bring in a crane from deep south. We had to use our crane too, and then rotate this piece and get it up at a 90 and then pray that it kept going. So we all held our breath while that happened. And then finally it eased on down. And so it was just like the biggest where you can breathe again moment. And not only that, we had so much fun letting others know what we did with this. We did this crazy video shoot. We did photos, and we really just advertised the heck out of it to let people know how much Gainey's had grown.
My favorite Gainey memory, odd that it always comes up, but it was myself and Billy Hall, and he was giving me some training at our Gainey sewer treatment plant. And during that training, we found that our dosing system of one of the airlines was down. So it was a pretty thick buildup of sludge. We're just going to keep it at sludge, won't go into any more detail. But let's just say when we went to break it up, it looked like a Reese's cup. And at that point in time, the smell that came off of it was so just appalling. And I asked myself, is this really what you want to be involved with? And I came back to work the next day. Me and Billy went and looked at it. The smell wasn't as bad, but I came back and I was like, yeah, I'm here. I'm doing this.
In 2007, we decided to expand our plant for the first time. Luis and I were out there through August, and it gets hot here in August, personally excavating and tying each piece of rebar for our new foundation floor. And we built that plant from the ground up. And when we hung the craneway and then hung the crane and took that crane and shoved it down the runway, and it was perfect the first time, that was really a prideful moment for me and Luis.
I know this is going to sound silly. The cleanup days. I know that's, but I love to clean. And so when we get all together as a company and clean for a big event or a conference, there's just nothing better than us all working together and bonding together.
My favorite Gainey memory definitely has to be, I came to work here at Gainey's the week of one of our largest marketing events. And so I really kind of feel like that could have went either way, and so it really went in a positive way for me. I loved the all hands on deck that I saw, everybody pitching in, working really hard like a family to make sure that this event went off without a hitch. And it did, and it really sealed the deal for me that I felt like I was where I needed to be at.
So many different innovations on our wastewater treatment plants. For 5 years, every single job, I was out there with a grade stick, doing their site surveying, helping them with whatever they needed, including breaking limestone. As the plant got bigger, I'd be excited when we added on new technical innovations, even more exciting. And watching them work and hearing how people really revered the performance of a Gainey plant, it's been priceless to be able to enjoy the growth and success of Gainey's.
At Hurricane Katrina, we really felt like we didn't know what we were going to do. You know, we lost a lot of employees, but the employees that were left here, we really bonded together. We had people living in our office. And then the 2016 flood, that really shook us to our core. But out of that, we came up #GaineyStrong, which was really exciting to see that as a core, we could work together. And then the industry coming together to help us with both of those tragic circumstances and helping us in our time of need.
If I can honestly say, without a doubt, probably my best memory was after the 2016 flood. Just all the management and the employees coming together to piece the company back together to get us going again, it probably hits the hardest. So I would say that's it.
I have a lot of memories here, but my most was when I went through a difficult time in my life, that I had the support of all of my coworkers, and they helped me get through this difficult time, and that meant a lot to me.
But without a doubt, my favorite thing, as I've listed now 20, my favorite thing is when there's nobody here, just walking around Gainey's, just in awe of what my dad's dream has become.
What has Gainey's meant to me?
What has Gainey's meant to me? Really, everything.
What has Gainey's meant to me? It's in my entire life. I started with the company when it started in 1981. I was 11 years old. I worked through high school and college, but it was my dad's dream at that point. At 24, when my dad passed away and I suddenly became one of the inheritors of the company, it became my future, my dream. And I'm just fulfilling my dream each and every day here at Gainey's.
Growing up in Gainey's, I pretty much spent my entire life. So Gainey's really does mean almost everything to me. Everything I have for today in my personal life in the company was all presented through Gainey's itself.
So I started working at Gainey's when I was 21 years old as the receptionist, and Gainey's gave me an opportunity to explore my career and to develop who I am, both personally and professionally.
And speaking of growing, I would not be the person I am today without Lisa and Greg. Probably specifically Lisa just pushing me to get better, to do more, to get out of my comfort zone. She was the one that made me speak for the first time on stage in front of like 300 strangers, and I loved it. And I wouldn't be able to do half the things I can do today without them.
Gainey's has meant the world to me for at least the past year and a half, 2 years. My first year here, it was a little bit rough, kind of with the learning curve, and this would be my first real big boy job. But as I've become more committed to them, they become more committed to me. They really have become just a big family. That's about the best way I can describe it. They mean the world to me.
So Gainey's to me is a family. Everyone that works here is just like an extension of my family. I spend so much time here with them and I enjoy it. The culture and the camaraderie between everyone, it just has meant everything to me.
It truly is so much more than just a place to work. It's a family.
Gainey's is so much more than just a job. To me, we have a great family feel. Gainey's is made up of so many people who are just passionate about what they do. I think it's really fun coming to work every day and working around so many people who are passionate and love what they do. We don't just make concrete. We care about everything that we're doing here, from the design part to installation. We're part of it.
Prior to coming here, I worked for big multinational conglomerates. At a very young age, they had me running their company, and I helped it grow, and I helped it thrive. And after 20 years, through good decisions, they wanted to sell it. And as I moved with it as it was sold, I watched it just being dismantled, and it hurt my heart. So to hear Lisa with her vision that she wanted just two things really. She wanted the family she always wanted, and she wanted Gainey's to be everything her and her father thought it could be. And so it was a big decision for me, but I said, well, that's two things I can buy into. Let me help with that. And so it's meant the world to me, because as we've grown and we've built this business, we're not part of corporate America. The future is in our own hands. We don't have to sell to anybody. This is going to be a company for generations to enjoy, and for the employees that are here, they don't have to worry about some big corporate edict that wipes out their livelihood. I'm gratified to know that what happened to me won't happen here at Gainey's.
But I can say today, that it has meant my family's security. It has meant flexible time that I could be with my family and be there for my kids, because at Gainey's we're not just some big company who thinks of you as a number, but they think of their employees as people, and they know that their families are a priority. And so without a doubt, knowing that they would always be there for me and support me has not only kept me at Gainey's, but kept me growing with Gainey's.
I mean, I even met my wife here, so it's kind of, I guess you say Gainey's means more to me than what most people would.
Where do I see Gainey's going in the future?
Gainey's and the future.
Where do I not see Gainey's going in the future?
I think Gainey's in the future is well prepared to continue to grow and prosper. They've laid the foundations of customer service, technology, and good people.
The growth that we have experienced, I think, is just the tip of the iceberg for us.
Well, at the rate in which we're growing, the possibilities are just about endless.
I think the possibilities are almost endless.
Well, where I see them going, wow, the sky's the limit. This plant just keeps on growing and growing.
I really believe the sky's the limit. There's so many exciting things going on at Gainey's. From the time that I started working here to what we're doing now, it's just been completely changed. And so we have a great team of innovative and very challenging people. We don't want to settle. We just want to keep going and see what the next best thing is. So really, what's the biggest that you can imagine, and we're going to be there.
I see Gainey's going to the moon. And, actually not the moon, going to Mars. First sewer treatment plant on Mars. Let's go for it. Gainey's has, over the 5 years I've been here, grown tremendously. It's been amazing to see where things started and then where they were when I first got here and then where they are now, and the future is just bright. To the moon, baby, to Mars.
What I see now is us just exploding, because it's not just one or two people driving sales and driving production or driving contracting. It's a team in each area, and they're all under their own power making things happen. I walk around here and there's things going on I had no idea, complicated things, and it's so dynamic. I think that the future is very bright. Wherever we go, it'll be great and it'll be exciting.
But what I can promise, and this is what I love about us, is that we're going to keep our customers first. It doesn't matter how big we get or how many states that we start to serve, we're still going to keep our customers first.
We still have our core company values, which is very important to us, of integrity, quality, passion, and reliability. And that's not going to change, but this company is going to be continuing to grow to meet the needs of our customers, providing a service and a product that is right for them. The history of Gainey's has really been a religious journey, one filled with blessings. Adversity, of course, but adversity with perseverance. God is not finished with us. He is still writing the story here at Gainey's. And while the faces may have changed throughout the years, the competitive spirit and the need to be excellent in everything that was started by my dad still continues today.
So Lisa, I have so enjoyed hearing the stories from the many people who have participated in our 40th celebration. Such a colorful history and such stories of perseverance. The transformation of Gainey's to a far more technical company focused on building our plant and building our product lines and really becoming intimate with our customers has been a lot of fun to be a part of. But I can tell you that here we are at 40 years, and I see it as just the beginning. So I look forward to what we see in the future. There's an energy to our company at this point. It's not just a couple of people driving this change. It's teams of people, and they all have ideas, and they're all innovating, and they're working together. You hit a point where as a leader, you feel like you kind of lost control, and it takes on a life of itself. I walk around and see all these things happening, and it's just exciting that that there's so many people participating in what Gainey's is about to become. So thank you to our customers, thank you to our suppliers, thank you, Lisa, for being the common thread that has pulled this company through such a colorful and exciting history and prepared it to become what it's going to be in the next few years.